My name is Michaela Bruton, and the topic that I'm going to be covering is being committed to a mental health facility should only be voluntary unless you have physical proof that a person being committed is in danger to self or others. The purpose of this speech is to inform listeners that being involuntarily committed changes a person's life when they never needed to be committed. My thesis is that being involuntarily committed to a mental health facility should only be voluntary unless it's proof that they are a danger to self or to others. People living with mental health conditions before they are diagnosed have the right to still make the decisions about their lives and treatment if they are competent. Just as any other American without a disorder should be treated as if they are competent to make their own decisions, and a refusal of committed treatment in a facility shouldn't be considered as a person being incompetent. How would you feel if you were stripped away from your freedom because people didn't understand you or just felt that you were crazy and needed professional help by being committed into a psych ward? October 1st, 2019, I was stripped away from my freedom and I was involuntarily committed to a psychiatric facility after already setting up an appointment with a psychiatrist because my family felt that I was a danger to myself or to others. They went downtown and filed paperwork just off of their words and how they felt. I had never communicated threats or anything. I was just distant and didn't want to talk to anyone. My story is why being involuntary committed is wrong and unhuman. If there is no actual proof, my life changed. I had to withdraw from my semester of my being a junior in college, and I almost lost my apartment in Greensboro. No one cared of my actual feelings and how I felt being in a place where people are screaming and destroying my peace. My goal is to get involuntary commitment abolished or set up so many procedural roadblocks are in the way that it will be difficult for the state to commit people against their will without having hardcore proof that they're a danger to their self or to someone else. Involuntary civil commitment in the United States is a legal intervention by which a judge or someone acting in a judicial capacity may order that a person with symptoms of a serious mental disorder and meeting specific criteria be confined to a psychiatric hospital. This was quoted by Letterman in 2017. The decision of stripping away someone's freedom shouldn't be decided lightly or just off of someone else's words. It should be facts shown behind what was said by someone. Many mentally ill people are still in their right mind and don't need to be involuntarily committed. I say this because in 1971, Alberta Lesser was admitted to a facility. She was admitted to a facility in Wisconsin on the application of two police officers. They presented their allegations to a judge 3 days later. On the basis of their testimony, the judge continued her stay at the facility for an additional 10 days. A psychiatrist from the facility reported to the court that she suffered from schizophrenia and should be confined permanently. Without her being present in the court, the judge continued her commitment and ordered two additional evaluations. She was given a guardian but was never given a lawyer or anyone to speak on her behalf in a lawful way. After she was released, she filed a class action suit and she hired her own private attorney. And the ruling was that there was an absence of finding of dangerous to self or others, and the confinement was unconstitutional, and this was in the court case of Lesser versus Schmidt. For many years, people with mental health conditions have been held under the stereotype that they are not competent enough to make their own decisions or be in charge of their own mental health. And I'm here to say that that's not true. Um, there, are, there, are, there is a qualified right to all persons that are that there is a qualified right to all persons that if they suspect that they are becoming affected by a mental disorder, they should have the right to seek outpatient help without being involuntarily committed. Being involuntarily committed should be to a mental health facility should only be voluntary unless it's proof that they are in danger to self or to others. The decision of stripping away someone's freedom shouldn't be decided lightly or just off someone else's words. For many years, people with mental health conditions have been held under the stereotype that they are not competent enough to make their own decisions and be in charge. There is a qualified right that all persons that's suspected with a mental health disorder should have the right to seek outpatient help without being involuntary committed. I encourage you all to sign a petition to help abolish involuntary committing someone unless there is hardcore proof that they are in danger to self and to others. My um I can't think of the word. My sources were Letterman T. Shaw R. and Fisher W. and Mansur, I can't say that, R. in 2017, and it was in the Trend in Psychiatric Inpatient Capacity, United States in each state, from 1970 to 2014. My second source was McGritty E. and Goldman H and Barry C.L. in 2018, communicating about mental illness and violence, balancing stigma, and increased support of services. Journal of Health Politics, Policy, and Law. And my last source was Penal's D.A. and Fuller D.A. in 2017, Beyond Beds, the vital role of a full continuum of psychiatric care. Alexander B.A., National Association of State Mental Health Program Directors, published jointly with the Treatment Advocacy Center. Thanks. I hope you enjoyed my speech. Thanks for watching. Good.